Hi, I just wanted to say before the video started that I'm sorry that throughout the video I'm not looking at the camera very much. I seem to be looking down and my eyes seem to be closed. I think my eyes are quite sore because I get quite dry, so I close them quite a bit. And yeah, it just looks bad, so sorry about that. Bye.
Hello and welcome to Pink Poodle 2. I am Pink Poodle. Oh, look at my spot on my nose. So, I am Pink Poodle. This is Maisie, the East End Poodle, and this is Priscilla, the West End Poodle. And together we are Pink Poodle 2. And I have two poodles that are actually having a good time jumping over my son at the moment. So, yes, so we're Pink Poodle 2 and today we're doing the Mum Challenge, and this was the Mum tag that was on LighteningLass's video, and so I thought I'd take it up. So the first one is favourite mum hack. Right, so the thing that I like to do is, I would suggest, is if you're cooking vegetables, like for me, if I'm cooking carrots, then I'll cook carrots first, then I'll cook green beans, and then I'll cook the Brussels all in the same water, so it saves on washing up. And then you get the nutrients all in the water to make your gravy with. So you've got a win-win situation, even drink the water even. So that is my mum hack. Sorry. Most embarrassing mum moment is when I'm out shopping with my son and I call him his nicknames that I use for him. Like Mertzin, he hates that when I say it in public. Right, what part of the day do you love the most? I like the most of the day when my children are home with me. I used to like that when I used to get in from work and my children were there and I could see what day they had and stuff like that. What is the least part of the day? I don't like the mornings because they're a bit grumpy in the morning. They're always in a rush and they're grumpy. What's the worst thing someone said to you when you was pregnant? Not so much the worst thing when I was pregnant, it was before I got pregnant, and when I was trying to get pregnant, my mum said to me, because I had problems with my eggs and that, she said, go ask a chicken how to lay an egg. And that was really upsetting because, like, you know, it was like, stop sniggering, Ethan, it's not funny. It wasn't funny. She was trying to make light of the situation, the bad situation, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't very nice at all. But she said that. She said it outside the scanning when my nephew was having his scan. Like my sister was getting scanned for the first time. Did you know? Which is what she said. What baby name didn't you agree on? I wanted to call my son Judah because I love Judah Ben-Hur. I think Judah's just a really strong name. Did you co-sleep? Yes, I did. My son slept next to me constantly, in bed with me, would never settle unless he was in my arms. And nothing's ever changed. So, you know, put your foot down, Ethan. Right? Something you bought that you never used. Didn't really have anything we bought that we didn't use, to be fair. We used everything that we bought. Because we didn't have money to waste, we just bought what we needed. Hospital bag must have, right. I would say nappies and cleaning, like what you clean the baby's bum with, like Sudocrem and all that. Make sure you got vests and baby grows and sanitary towels because you bleed heavy after a period. After a baby, should I say. Like, because it's like getting rid of the rest of the lining of the womb and you bleed quite heavily. I think people forget about that, but you know.
Water wipes.
And what wipes?
Water wipes.
Oh, and wipes, my son's just saying, the wipes that you get now that are just H2O wipes instead of like Pampers or whatever. Are you a routine mum or did you go with the flow? No, I liked them in bed by a certain time. I wasn't happy if they were up after a certain time. Like my granddaughter, she has to go to bed between 8:30 and 9.
No.
So try to get her to bed at around 8:30 at the latest. What type of labour did you have? I had polar opposites. My son was 36 hours. I had an epidural. His heart stopped. I got rushed into theatre. Had to have a Ventouse suction. And he come out looking like, well, what's all the fuss about? And I was very ill after that. I was in hospital for 5 days. I had a 3-inch episiotomy, which is where they cut you so you can get the baby out because he had to be ventoused. Yeah, I was ill and I was never right after that, to be fair. But then with my daughter, I was the total opposite. I loved giving birth to my daughter. It was one of the most amazing things I ever did. Well, I did with my son was an amazing thing, but with Jessie, it was like, it was just made me feel wonderful afterwards. And I didn't have stitches or anything. I was just like elated. I think because it was just a polar opposite to what I had with my son, that's why. Have you ever been mum shamed? I'm not sure what that means, to be fair. If it's like someone saying that I'm a bad mum or whatever, I think everybody gets that from at some point in their lives. You're a bad mum because you let them watch Buffy, or you're a bad mum because, you know, you play sword fights with them, or you're a bad mum because you let them play computer games. You're a bad mum, you know, and the list goes on and on. If that's what that means anyway. But the biggest challenge you faced since you've been a mum, I think the biggest challenge I had whilst becoming a mum was actually thinking, can I cope with this baby? It's so helpless and it needs to have everything done, especially because I was in hospital for 5 days when Ethan was born and I had the support of the nurses, and coming out I didn't have that support and I was scared that something bad would happen to him. And yeah, by the time like Jessie come around, it was like all different. But with Ethan, I was just completely scared all the time of something bad was going to happen, constantly. Because like I almost lost him at birth. I thought, don't let, you know what I mean, lose him when he was, because I would never have been able to cope. So, let's see. Alright, the biggest advice I can give you after becoming a new mum is show and tell your children you love them every day. Always give them a kiss goodnight. Never have go to bed on an argument with your child, because it undoubtedly gives them nightmares. And I always tell my children I love them, and you know, even though they're 26 and 24, they're still my children. I still say it to them all the time. Only because my mum never used to do stuff like that, that's why. Yeah, she wasn't really affectionate in that sense, and we only started getting on really well the last sort of 5-7 years of her life, since my sister wasn't in it. Yeah, she wasn't the sort, but yet with the grandchildren she was the complete opposite. She would like cuddle and kiss them, well, my daughter anyway. I don't know, Ethan probably just didn't want his mum all the time. But yeah, she's totally different with the grandkids than she was with me and my sister. So, but just tell your children you love them and show them that you love them too. And whose mum crush did you have? I didn't have a mum crush as such. I've always had a crush on Xena, the warrior princess, Lucy Lawless, because I think she's really beautiful and she has a strong character, and I love like Xena. She's like so fit. So yeah, no, if that's what that means. And then that's it. That's it really, that's everything. And also, another thing that I taught my children is never be a sheep. Don't follow everybody into somebody is saying, let's go into this room to do so and so, and you don't want to do it. then don't do it. Don't follow at the mainstream. Be your own person. Don't be a sheep. I've taught that to both my children, and lucky enough they heeded it, because my daughter is certainly not a sheep. If anything, she is the shepherd reining up the sheep. And Ethan has now started to be like that himself. He was a little bit more sheepish when he was younger, following his cousin around like a little lapdog, but now he's like strong and he can do it. He's not like that no more. So, you know, and I'm glad, because being a sheep, you want the person to be an individual. You don't want them to be like going with the flow, you know. In certain situations, obviously, that is what you've got to do, especially at work. You've got to try and just, you know, but in real life, be not a sheep. That is my advice. And tell your children you love them every day, and show them that you love them. And it's not about showering them with gifts and things like that. It's about literally sitting there and spending quality time with your children. That is the thing that shows them that you love them. The qualities of time. You sitting there reading a book, or you watching a program with them and then discussing it after, you know, or just going and doing stuff, encourage them to do stuff that they like. You know, like Ethan used to love the Titanic, so we did everything we could to do everything with Titanic for him, because that's what he loved. At 5 years old, he was obsessed, and he went to the Titanic exhibition, and we encouraged that, because it wasn't something a normal 5-year-old would go for, but that's what he liked, and we showed him that, you know, that's his individuality, and that was a good thing. You know, so that's it really. So thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in. I've got dodos. So if you did like this video, please give us a paws up. Dora, say it, paws up. Hello Deborah, say hello to Deborah. Right, and the girls want to say, oh, Billy's coming now. Billy, you coming to say goodbye to everyone as well? Come on then. Come on then. No, he doesn't want to say it. So, thank you very much for watching Pink Poodle 2, and always remember, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Until next time, guys. Bye. Mwah.